Selecting your stitches is very easy. First off, your stitch number 1 shows a straight stitch and automatically picks a length. This part here shows the length of the stitch in millimeters. You want to make it longer as you raise the stitch length. I like that it shows me where normal was by that blinking light, then shows me I've got a longer stitch length. If you want to clear it out, the CLR button, clear, will return it back to the default setting, making the stitch length shorter for finer fabrics, longer for heavier fabrics. That's what we want, but every time you can adjust it exactly what you need it to be. To pick stitches for zigzag, stitch number 2, we'll set up both now a width and a length, where your width can be changed, wider or narrower, also leaving you a nice little notation where normal was. One thing nice when you do set up for stitches, you can change it while you're sewing. So if I make it wider, that's the widest it will go. I can make it shorter. All the way down, if you look between 0 and 1, there's some little hash marks. The hash marks are kind of indicate a satin stitch range. So we can bring that zigzag really close together and have a really pretty satin stitch going on here. Go back to a straight stitch and show you what I'm talking about. Right, so see how you can bring that really close and get it just perfect? That would be great for applique. As you pick other stitches, they will automatically come up and they'll also reference which foot to use. So stitch number 3 is an overlock stitch, which we will do, but that tells me I need to put on the overlock foot number 2. So I can reach into the accessory box, know exactly which foot to take, and put it on the machine for perfect stitching all the time. Back to a straight stitch, the other setting that we can adjust is needle position. Those are going to be the little dots underneath the numbers across the top of the screen. So right now the needle is in the center needle position. If I move it all the way to the left, so does the needle. And another thing is if you do have the needle stopping in the down position. So right now the needle has been stopping up, as the picture shows. If you want the needle stopping down, you can touch the needle down button one time, the picture changes, and then as you stop the next time, the needle's in the fabric. I love this for, say, turning corners or working with big bulky fabrics, because then that way I don't accidentally pull that fabric out from underneath the sewing area. Another thing about this button here, watch this. If you want that needle up, instead of turning your hand wheel, you can touch and hold this for 2 seconds. 1, 2, and it'll bring your needle up, puts it at the perfect height for having a complete stitch. Just take that out, cut your thread, and away you go. So you really don't have to touch your hand wheel very much on this machine, which is what I love. So that needle position, back to having your needle stopping in the fabric, you can move the needle position once again to the other side with the needle in the fabric, because it won't move until the needle actually comes up to its highest position. And that's part of the stepper motors that Bernina has in these machines. It makes it super easy. Okay, so selecting stitches, super easy. But what about the stitches that go onto the card? Let me show you how we do these. The stitches that are 11 through 99. There we go. Lots of decorative stitches on here. So if we want stitch number 85, we're going to use the number sign and select 8, 5. That stitch is ready to go. All you have to do is start to sew. There's also stitches that are 100s, 100 to 115. Here's how you're going to pick those stitches. Touch and hold the number sign for just a slight extra second. 1, 2, and you'll have an extra 1 with 2 dashes. Now it's actually waiting for the second 2 numbers. So if I want stitch number 115, I've got a 1 and then 1, 5, and then it's ready to go. All right, touch this is slightly different than before. Here, what we have is to get to those 100s, touch the number sign 2 times. That puts the 1 in front of it, and then add those second 2 numbers once again. So I'll just add like for 13. Now that stitch is selected and ready to go. We also have alphabets on this machine, which we will go into in conjunction with the memory. And to get to the alphabets, you just touch the letter A, and you have a single letter and also a block letter, which is really fun to use. To get back to a straight stitch, all you have to do, select stitch number 1.